Folks, welcome back. Albert Figueroa with Connecting the Dots. And here to my left, which is your right, I got Patrick Furlong. And Patrick is a reverse mortgage specialist. A common misconception is that a reverse mortgage is just for the desperate. In fact, reverse mortgages are used by thousands of homeowners just like you as an integral part of their estate plan, financial plan, tax plan, healthcare plan, leisure plan, and housing plan, while providing the financial security they desire. Folks, let's give a round of applause to Patrick Furlong.
Hey, Albert.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Hey, so you're in with the reverse mortgage. A lot of people don't know what reverse mortgages are out there. So tell us, what is it?
Well, do you have a mortgage on your house?
Yes.
You have a reverse mortgage. The bank has put a lien against your house, I assume. And when you sell that house, you're going to pay the bank off, and whatever's left belongs to you.
Exactly.
That's the same way a reverse mortgage works, except the payments are optional. So a lot of people use a reverse mortgage. They want to pay off the mortgage that they have and not have any payments, because generally they're have Social Security, a pension, maybe some other finances that come out of a 401k or retirement account. But they realize that taking money out of a retirement account, that money's gone forever. And if it's earning 7 or 8%, there's an opportunity cost lost there.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So I work with a lot of financial planners, and the light bulb goes off, and they go, yes, I can see that using a reverse mortgage, it many times can help my clients, meaning the financial planner, extend their money longer and have more for their heirs when they pass away.
Yes, yes. And a lot of folks too that, I would say the older generation, have these homes, and they're like, there's only certain incomes that come in is right. Well, it happened to my grandparents. My grandparents did this, and it helped them a lot just by surviving here in this world. There's things that come out, and it's like, what do we need? We got to refurbish the kitchen and do all that. So they did a reverse mortgage. Which I'm happy they did, because they lived their lives. They actually helped them out, and it really helped them financially, pulled everything together, and it just, God, it just to the point where they passed. And then same thing like what you're saying, they gave it to the family and just worked at all the details there. Yeah.
Well, one of the really nice things about a reverse mortgage, and that I talk to people about, and I'm talking to people that are in their late 50s or even early 60s, even though one of the borrowers has to be 62 or over, a lot of people are starting to plan. So with the mortgage that you have on your house right now, it's most likely a recourse loan, meaning that if you go to sell the house and you owe more than the house is worth, the lender can come after you or after your estate to make that up.
Yes.
The other thing is that if you were to pass away and that house, you wanted your children to take that house, they can't just come in and start making the payments, because they're not on the loan.
Oh.
So
okay.
they have to get a new loan. Maybe they're not going to qualify. And they have to do that quickly. The bank isn't just going to let them somebody's got to make the mortgage payment.
Exactly.
Otherwise they're going to foreclose. So there's a lot of pressure. Now with a reverse mortgage, it works much differently. You have up to a year, either you, if you're selling the house, or your estate, up to a year to sell the home. And during that period of time, you don't have to make any mortgage payments. You do have to pay your property taxes and your insurance. So the pressure's off.
Oh, I see.
And then you also mentioned your grandparents using the home mortgage, reverse mortgage, to do some rehabbing in the house.
Yes.
And that happens a lot, where people are, I'm also a certified aging in place specialist, so I can go into a house, or if I'm working with clients, start pointing out issues of safety and things like that. But a lot of people, sometimes somebody has a stroke, and now they need ramps and a different bathtub and things like that. So they could have taken out a reverse mortgage 10 years ago, paid off the first, and then had a line of credit on top of that for emergencies, such as rehabbing the house, or paying medical bills, or paying in-home care. So there's a lot of different ways to structure it. It's really flexible. and the bank, like I say, the bank can't come and take your house.
Thank God.
Even
Thank
if
God.
even if you owe more than the house is worth when it goes to get sold, it's a non-recourse loan. That's it. The bank has to go to FHA because there's insurance on it.
I love it. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been working with seniors for a long time, and I've done everything from work with seniors that were going into long-term care facilities.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with seniors who were staying at home but needed bill paying and property management services. I've done that. I've specialized in residential real estate where I just worked, because when I did placements, generally there was a house to sell, and that was generally a house full of stuff. So, and a lot of times the children were in other cities.
Ooh.
So
Yes.
I managed that whole process. Over the years of working with seniors, I met some people that, not in Fresno, but when I was in Seattle and when I was in Orange County, I met some people that did reverse mortgages. And so I decided that I really want to help people age in place.
Yes.
I'm not a contractor, so I'm not going to do all the rehab. I did commercial real estate finance for many years, so I financed a lot of buildings that you see around town, including assisted living facilities and things like that. I also have a master's degree in gerontology from the University of Southern California, which I completed about 10 years ago because I wanted to be really good at working with older adults. So I bring a kind of a unique set of skills together, the financial skills, and there's a lot that you need to know and understand when you're doing reverse mortgages.
Yes.
I've been trained to work with the older adults and their families, and there's a lot of dynamics that go on in that situation. So I bring a lot of very unique skills. I do a lot of life affairs organizing for my clients and make sure they've got all their passwords. And I like to tell this story, and I'll use you as my subject, and I'll be the ambulance driver. Okay?
Okay.
So
Where we're going with this? All right, let's
yeah,
go.
okay, so I call you, Albert, and I say, my name is Patrick. I'm an ambulance driver. Your mom was at Walgreens picking up a prescription. She fell and broke her hip.
Okay. Oh, shoot. First thing I do is gotta go.
Okay. Now, she wanted me to call you. She wanted me to know that she's okay, and she is okay. So, you know, the pressure's off there. But I have one more question, Albert.
What's that?
What do you want us to do with her dog? Are you
Her
prepared for
dog.
that?
Oh, shoot. Bring the dog to my house?
So what I do with people is I have a life affairs organizer. When that happens, you'll know where to take the dog.
I like that.
So I just do that service free of charge. If anybody wants to get a copy of my life affairs organizer, be happy to share it with them. But when I work with clients that are doing reverse mortgages, I make sure their affairs are organized.
Now, if there's a situation that happened like that, do you ever take the dog home?
As the ambulance driver?
Yeah, as an I just had to say, I have to throw him on the spot. Hey,
I
how many dogs
have
have
a
you
very
taken
large
care of?
house, a lot of dogs, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I love it. This is good. This is good. You know, we actually connected at the BNI, the BNI group out there, represented BNI. Thank you out there for the city of Fresno.
Well, there's 3 chapters in Fresno and Clovis. I belong to what's called the Fresno Success Chapter.
Okay.
So there's BNI as an international group. There's
Yes, it
chapters
is.
all over the world. And it's a group of people that work together to refer business back and forth. And so you have, I like to see myself as a resource. Like yesterday I was calling on a CPA. And I said, look, if you have any clients that have need to know anything about senior services of any kind, what's available, in-home care, whatever, just call me, because I know the people that provide those different services. So I see myself as a resource. And for example, in my B&I club, there's an estate attorney. So when I'm working with people and we're looking at all the house issues, I say, do you have a living trust? No. Well, if you own a house, probably should have a living trust.
Yes.
Do you have all your advanced directives? What do you mean? And so I go into that. So there's an estate attorney in my group, CPA, bill paying, different types of contractors and subcontractors. So I know people who do good work
Yes.
that I can bring in to work with my clients. So I see myself not just as somebody that goes out and sells reverse mortgages, but I see myself really as a resource for helping people age, what we call age in place.
That I do see that in you, because when I visited the BNI group at your event there 2 weeks in a row, I saw that. The first week I saw you that you had 10 follow-ups that week. At the BNI group, they find out who had follow-ups, and Patrick had 10 of them, and I was very impressed. I'm like, this guy's a mover and shaker. I definitely want to meet this guy. And sure enough, last week we were at the Grizzly Stadium out there for your guys' open house, and that's when I approached you, and you said, yes, let's come on the show and let's do this. And just by talking to you and sharing, like what you were just sharing from your group, from like-minded people that you start helping each other out, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
You know, by connecting, it's a source. You got the right people, connecting the dots of how it's connected to the right people and the sources, all here in our own community here, folks. This is awesome, Patrick. This is so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I work with in-home care companies. They refer business to me. I refer business to them. It goes on and on. Long-term care insurance people that have clients, now they're getting their long-term care insurance, but they need a little more money, and the agent calls me. I work with people that do Medicare insurance and things like that, because sometimes I'll be working with somebody that's not eligible for Medicare yet, but they're trying to get ready, and I know about that because I am on Medicare. So I know about Advantage plans and supplement plans and things like that, and I can point them to insurance brokers that can put them in the right plan for them.
Connecting to the right sources.
Right.
Just tell me what you're looking for by your experience, then hey, go to these people or come over here and let me help you all about what I can do to help you out. Oh, this is good, Patrick. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. And then we also had somebody from our BNI group last week that we met that's on this show too. You can stay tuned for that. She's going to be on our show later on. We'll tell you more about that. But for right now, Patrick, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there any more words before we got to go?
Well, if people are interested in reverse mortgages or have any issues related to aging services, my phone number's right under on the screen there, so you can feel free to call me.
All right, there we go, Patrick. Folks, let's give Patrick a round of applause. Thank you, Patrick, for joining us today. Thank you so much. Don't go away yet. Don't go away, because I know you're a free bird. Today's name of the show is Free Bird. Thank you so much. We'll be right back, folks, and right after these messages.